You take all of the elements that make good television and do the exact opposite. You have Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Low production values, simple set, unlikely star. Yet, it worked.
Hello.
Won't You Be My Neighbor is a documentary about Mr. Rogers. His neighborhood, of course, was filled with people that we cared about. One of the surviving members of that cast is Francois Clemmons, Officer Clemmons, an African-American police officer whom we all loved and whom loved Mr. Rogers. Mr. Rogers, he loved music.
Yes.
And with your voice, I have to believe that he said, I've got to get this man on our show.
Well, my first invitation was to sing. I did an Easter, a Good Friday service at Third Presbyterian Church, where he's a member. Fred happened to come to that, and he heard me sing.
Now, did you know who he was?
Not really. I knew his wife, Joanne. She sang in the choir there at Third Presbyterian. I was the tenor soloist. And she kept saying, you've got to meet my husband. So after I did that program, he came up afterwards, and he was just, he said, I'm so happy that I finally got to hear you, because your voice is wonderful. It's moved me very deeply. Would you come and be on my program? He took me over to the station, and I met, he showed me the puppets and the tree and the tree house. And I have to tell you, I had very mixed reactions, because I'm a ghetto boy. I grew up in Youngstown, Ohio, steel mill, a lot of blue-collar people. To see a grown man playing with puppets does not impress me.
Could be a little bit dangerous in some of those neighborhoods.
It could be very dangerous in some of those neighborhoods. So what I was impressed by was his sincerity.
Well, there is in the documentary an extremely moving point, because you were gay.
Yes.
And it was a time when that was not something that was shown or talked about on TV.
Oh, yes. Well, to be quite frank, Fred was never hesitant about me personally being gay.
No, of course.
It was what would appear on the program, because there are many very intolerant people in this world, and Fred knew that. I think even now you might have trouble being an openly gay person playing a very, very pivotal role on a children's television program. Now, if it's an adult program, that's a whole different standard.
Thank you so much.
All right, very nice to have met you.
It's a pleasure to have met you. I'm Patrick Stoner.
They didn't want black people to come and swim in their swimming pools. My being on the program was a statement for Fred.
Flicks with Patrick Stoner explores the craft and culture of filmmaking that enhance our communities for television stations and websites around the country.